Bonjour tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, c'est lundi, le 4 octobre. Et voici, here is our agenda for the week. We're going to be doing encore deux discussions. They'll be going in the grade book together, but there'll be two separate discussions. The first one is today. We have a few new gestes this week, so there's a new video for TPR. We're going to use the same song as last week just because those numbers are really, really important. I want to make sure that you have listened to that song enough that it gets in your head and you really know those numbers. Notre traduction, our translation this week, is for our personne spéciale numéro 5 from last week. That was Nolan. You'll have your Flipgrid or meet participation to complete, and then we'll be doing une personne spéciale at our meet on Wednesday, same as last week. You'll need to put that in your cahier in the back, double-spaced. We'll be translating it next week. We'll have our quiz on that probably on Thursday, and then you'll have your quick write on Friday. Those actually, in 2 weeks, we're going to be submitting those. So make sure that you are getting those quick writes done, that you have them uploaded or are planning on uploading them soon, because that's going to be coming up pretty soon here. Also, I'm not sure if you're looking at these little reminders over here, but a couple things about our grading. Make sure that if you have a 0 in something, on something in PowerSchool rather, that you do a late work form. The button on Schoology is what you're going to use. It says late work form. Also, make sure that you are checking your grades in PowerSchool rather than Schoology. I don't put grades in Schoology, so you're not going to get much help there. So if you go to PowerSchool, you'll be able to see your accurate grade. I usually update those grades on Mondays, so I'll be doing that in just a little bit here. Okay, le mot de passe, lundi le 4 octobre, le mot de passe est moi aussi. Moi aussi. Moi aussi, c'est me too en français. You're probably still on page 1 of your cahier for les mots de passe. So if you want to go ahead and put moi aussi, me too. And then after you're done with this video, of course, you can click on here to listen to the pronunciation. Okay, aujourd'hui, c'est lundi le 4 octobre. En 1830, la Belgique est devenue indépendante. We've seen this word devenu before, but I don't expect you to remember it. It was a long time ago. I think we've only seen it once. And it was with Grace Kelly, and we said, elle est devenue une princesse. She became a princess. So in this case, we're talking about la Belgique est devenue, became indépendante. So before la Belgique, Belgium was not an independent nation. It did become independent in 1830. Okay, la Belgique faisait partie des Pays-Bas. Faisait partie. En anglais, was a part of. Faisait doesn't actually mean was, but this is an expression that doesn't translate directly. La Belgique faisait partie des Pays-Bas. So it was part of the Netherlands. Il y a 3 langues officielles en Belgique. Il y a le français, le néerlandais, Dutch, et l'allemand, German. So you hear all of those languages spoken in Belgium. Il y a un roi, a king, that's a crown, un roi belge qui s'appelle Philippe. Et la capitale de la Belgique, c'est Bruxelles. Okay, so when you go to answer these discussion questions, here are your links, middle school, high school. Hopefully you've watched this video because it will come in handy when you need to answer these questions. Okay, aujourd'hui, something that we're going to practice today is called Weekend Talk. This is something that we're going to be doing regularly on Mondays, and it is exactly what it sounds like, talking about our weekend. In this case, you're going to be using it during your Flipgrid or using it during our live meet on Wednesday, but in the future, it will be a separate assignment. So if we go to our Jamboard, you see, J'ai dormi ce weekend. J'ai dormi. I slept. A, we're going to say how much we slept. Trop, beaucoup, assez, un peu. Okay? And what you're going to do, as the slide instructs you to, you're going to decide what your answer is. J'ai trop dormi. I slept too much. J'ai assez dormi. I slept enough. J'ai beaucoup dormi. I slept a lot. J'ai dormi un peu. I slept a little bit. So you don't need to actually make those sentences like I just did. All you need to do is make a text box and put your text box in the corner that corresponds to how much you slept over the weekend. Okay, so be ready to share that either in your Flipgrid or at our live meet. You'll be making a sentence similar to the ones that I just did. TPR, a few new gestures. You can watch a video of me going through those. Les nombres, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, I'm not in the picture here. You're going to be continuing with those this week. There we go. Technical difficulties. Okay. So, again, go through those numbers, make sure you know them. And then finally, aujourd'hui, une traduction, translation for personne spéciale numéro 5. That should be in your cahier, double-spaced in the back. Please make sure that when you go to translate it, you're using either a different color than what you wrote the French in, or a highlighter so that I can see the English really easily. Also, if you do get stuck, use wordreference.com. I think I've talked to you about that in a previous video. So that's a great resource to have because it allows you to translate one word at a time. And it's really good for actually learning the language, where Google Translate is not really conducive to learning. It's more conducive to kind of a Band-Aid where you just get one answer right away. We'll talk more about word reference at some point later on. Make sure your picture is legible, pretty please. Some have been great, others not so great. And then finally, make sure you upload it to the appropriate place. Okay, and that is all I have for aujourd'hui. I will be, as always, on a meet for anybody who wants to jump on and ask questions from 8:45 to about 9:30. So feel free to jump on if you need to. It's Michon French Online. Okay, au revoir tout le monde.